G'day, this is Simon and James at South OC Cars and Coffee. Hey to all of you that watched last week's video, thank you so much. 30,000 views, which is great. Really, really good to see. Perfect weather, as you can see by the sky behind me, and some cool cars. Hey, James.
We've got some cool stuff here this morning. It is a rare McLaren day for sure. We have a 720 LM. So I know you guys have seen the 650 LM that frequents this show. The 720, it's the first time we've ever had one here with that kind of configuration. And then two 765 next to it, one with a factory. It's just a good day for McLarens. Aside from that, we've got a ton of other stuff here, a bunch of R8s, a bunch of Huracans, the usual stuff. What have you seen?
Yeah, some really cool classics. The previous car of the week winner, don't want to give it away. I don't want to show that to you again. Some really, really cool stuff, some great hot rods as well. Mate, let's go for a walk and check some stuff out.
Let's do it. Here we have an awesome R8 from Pacific German. This car is Tyler's. He's one of the guys that runs Pacific German along with his dad. And this thing is awesome. You can see starting off the front, Capriso lip, center exit wheels, and the center exit hub conversion from a Huracan Performante. Those crazy carbon ceramic brakes, and then of course the VF Engineering supercharger in the back. This one pushing out over 900 horsepower. This car is just nuts. And then we have another R8 right by Tyler's, but this one's kind of the opposite. You can see it has a really nice Nardo gray paint job, what I like to call an almost 1016 hood, because it looks like the one on my car, but it's not quite there. It looks pretty good though. It has these canards on the front, crazy splitter, side skirts. This one does also have KW suspension with a front lift and a gnarly twin turbo package. This car is crazy.
Pretty looking F12 here. Look at the carbon fiber on it through here. HRE wheels on it as well, which is nice. Such a great car, V12. I wonder how many more years we're going to see these. Isn't this a great looking car? I think this is Tech Art stuff on there too, so really great looking car, isn't it? Next to it, isn't it great to see? Traditional, this is obviously Testarossa. Look at this amazing engine in the back here. This intake manifold on this V12 back here. It's just great seeing how cars have changed so much. Such an iconic shape of this era, those aggressive vents through the side. It really made this car what it is. This one's actually for sale, so 29,000 original miles.
This is one hell of a McLaren lineup. You can see we have 765s sandwiching a 720 LM. Starting off with this 765, it is beautifully spec'd. You can see tons of carbon, has the burnt orange center seats in the inside, a factory roof scoop as well. Tons of carbon on this car, very, very nice. Next to it, this is probably the most interesting McLaren we've had here in a while. The 720 LM, extremely rare. I think it's probably the only 720 with a factory roof scoop aside from like one of the GT3 cars. Tons of carbon. You can see it has those beautiful 5-spoke LM wheels that actually sail them on in the barrel. And then of course we have this 765 Spider here with a crazy factory paint fade from MSO. Tons of carbon. You can see it has the comfort seats inside. Very, very cool lineup of cars. This is a very neat 650S. I love this paint on here. I don't think it's a wrap. I think it is actually green paint. Carbon hood on the front. This thing is very, very nice. Tastefully spec'd. This is a stunning Miami Blue GT3 RS. The 991.2 is probably my favorite generation aside from the new 992. But all hype aside, this has all of the looks that you would want from a 3RS. You can see it has the beautiful carbon hood, the weight reducted badge. So it's actually just a sticker on there, the carbon buckets. Everything about this car is perfect.
Our newest sponsors, Mountain View Adventure Vehicles. These guys fit out these amazing vehicles so you can take them off-road, go camping. They've got different styles they do, but check this out. Amazing fit out, everything you could want, including the kitchen sink. But beautifully done, beautiful craftsmanship. Love the plywood use in this thing as well. If you want to check them out, just scan that QR code you can see on your screen right now to find out more about Mountain View Adventure Vehicles. Just walking through the lot, saw all these Land Rovers. 3 Land Rovers, actually a Range Rover down the end of the row. Who knew that all these 3 would be running at the same time? Just had to show you this though. Reminds me of something my brother did many years ago when his wife at the time crashed one of his cars. Oops! Very funny. This is my lifted Silverado, thanks to the guys from Barar HQ. for my business, the Bracketeer, I get people asking, what is the Bracketeer? Well, let me show you. We make a car fire extinguisher bracket that actually clamps onto the seat rails, as you can see through here. Fits about 90-95% of vehicles, or if you don't have access to clamp it on, you can actually invert this part here and bolt it to the front of the seat frame, which you do if you had a Toyota or anything JDM, anything Korean as well. So not just for trucks like we've seen here, but for anybody who's got track day, everyday vehicles, fleet vans, you name it. We've sold around 40,000 of them since we launched the product in 2015. So a great way to mount a fire extinguisher in a vehicle without actually having to drill holes.
Take it all back, but if you want my sympathy, honey, well, come as a bitch, get ready for this.
One of our volunteers rolled in this morning, a Supra. As he said, the car's had a bit of a hard life. As you can see, it's actually fairly low miles, and this was his first car when he was 16. I can remember when these things came out, such an iconic car. They were the second generation of Supra, very much based on the Celica, obviously a longer front end and a 6-cylinder rather than the 4-cylinder. And then of course, Supras went on to be, well, there's a new one sitting next to it, but of course the ones afterwards that were really iconic high performance vehicles. But this was kind of the really pivoting point where they moved more away in their design cues, and I've still got a soft spot for them. I think they're still a good looking car. That very 80s looking interior in there with the brown and the striping on the velour. Very cool to see. I nearly missed this in the crowd. This is a 1962 Jolly, you said. 62 Jolly, and of course these were built on a Fiat 500, and the whole pretense was if you live somewhere like Monaco or Monaco, however you want to pronounce it, and you needed to get down onto the pier to your yacht, what better way to do it than in a Jolly? Built by Carmen Gear, the man just said, and it's also, there was a roof available that had little bobbles, little fringe along the top. Very cool, thank you for bringing it out. This is the special car I talked about in the intro that had been a previous car of the week winner. This is a dual gear, such a pretty car. The design cues on it of this era, those gear lines, everything about this thing is beautiful. Look at this engine bay in this thing, just so clean and original. Car is a great story. Make sure to go back and check out the video that we've done on this vehicle. It is just such a pretty car on every angle. Iconic of this 1957 era with these big wings back here and just wonderful styling, these fins in the side. Such a special car. Always great to see it at the show.
Like that. I'm not gonna spend the night. I'm talking. You got bad things on your mind. Keep walking. Spit your words on someone else. Don't act like you're so obsessed with me. You know that I ain't coming back.
Just walking through, saw this Chevel. What year is it, Andy? It's yours. Is it a 66? 66. This thing's pretty tough. I walked up to it and went, first of all thing I noticed was nice looking wheels, then a 502 big block under the hood with a couple of snails hanging off either side. I said to Andy, how much power is it making? There's some giveaways on aeromotive fuel system back there, MSG, decent catch can back there. 1800 horsepower, he was saying, so I'm sure this thing is quite a handful. Andy, what sort of transmission you got in it?
Turbo 400.
So yeah, that's the good thing. And the rear end, 9-inch?
Yeah.
9-inch rear end. Tough, and I love this. So there's your intake down there. Very cool car. How long have you owned it, mate?
Breathers.
Yeah, snail breathers. How long have you owned it?
About 7 years.
Excellent. And plans to do more?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing the progress, mate. Thanks for bringing it out.
Thanks, bud.
Nice looking Defender here. Beautiful colour, British racing green. Why not? 90 series. Very nice.
You're drowning without me. Take it all back, but if you want my sympathy, honey, well, come as a bitch, get ready for this. You know that I ain't coming back. I'm sorry. Read my lips, you do not like that. You're drowning without me.
In the era where Fiat had their little tiny Fiat 500, this was Honda's equivalent. This was their little 600cc. Look at the size of this motor. Obviously pulling on the motorcycle engines they had at the time. This car is so tiny. Hopefully you can get sort of the scale by the people walking behind, but it came in and I thought, man, this is so small. It's like when you see those original Minis, those original Fiat 500s. Isn't it great to see something a little different?
love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always get it.
I just grabbed this before he was about to leave. Now this is one of the cleanest GTOs we get here, week after week after week. This thing is so clean, so original, and he always sneaks out and leaves early. One of these days I'm going to get him as a car of the week, because if you saw this thing under the hood, it's every bit as clean as it is on the outside. How clean is this? What a great colour too, very authentic in this beautiful green, as you can see. Now under the hood, look at that, got a Coyote under there. So this thing's going to obviously drive like something new and handle like something new, because when you look underneath, it's all beautifully done with modern suspension and everything. But it's just got that, still that original vibe with these hubcaps down here. Beautiful cross diamond stitch interior, and yet that original looking dash that's been painted and then trimmed with leather up there. What a great looking vehicle. I know the new Broncos are pretty cool, but love this. Next to it, want to look at this thing too. Beautiful looking 32, and the thing I love about this is it's still running a flathead. For me, I think I just love a hot rod that's running that authentic flathead like this is. Those Navarro heads on this thing, so iconic. The twin carbs up there, the Strombergs, just a great looking car. Love 32s. This thing is that real sort of original style of hot rod from that era, especially with those sort of skinny Firestones on the back there. Super cool, huh?
I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back.
Bit of a crowd around this Mustang, and I can see why. It's got some pretty cool things going on with it. Look at the interior, how it's all been actually painted on the inside, match the colour. Sort of modernised centre console as well. Some airbrushing on the hood there as well. Super bright colour. Got Brembos on there. Very clean, very neat. Now this is a car that's going up in value at the moment because it features that under the hood. That's the LS9. I think one of the best motors GM has ever made. Of course, it is the still the 6.2 litre supercharged, but it's a different supercharger, different motor from the LSA that was also used in the CTS V Cadillac and the ZL1 Camaro. LS9 has things like priority squirters. Its internals are all forged, as opposed to the LSA, which still uses the powdered aluminum rods, for example. Bigger supercharger as well. Just such a well-built stealth motor. Personally, I actually prefer it to the LT4, the newer motor. I know people say, oh, you can get more power out of them, but this motor was built super tough, and that's why these Corvettes are going to go up and up and up in value. Have a look at this thing. Out here, look at this, but at the back I want to show you this. Look at the exhaust out over the back. Look through here. It's fake. It's fake. It's a fake. The man is suffering from fake exhaust. It just happens to be in the back. This is the real exhaust. This is when you run it on the 85 and you drop a bag of popcorn down there, then sit around with your friends and wait for it to pop.
You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red.
Just walking past, great to see two Morgans. These two guys are friends, I was just saying, side by side, not one but two. Morgan is one of those last remaining almost British coach makers where, as these guys just said, these are the only cars you have to worry about termites. They still have wood frames. In fact, even the Aero, which was the more modern car that they developed, that Richard Hammond from Top Gear bought, even that had a wooden frame. Morgan sold out to an Italian investment company a while ago, but it had still been involved up until that particular point. But still great to see these cars made in those traditional manners, traditional workshop, the way all cars used to be made, you know, decades ago. So great to see these two here in the British racing green, and then that sort of royal blue over there too.
And they're gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you, I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid.
Couple of pretty looking 32s here again. Well, we saw the one before. This running the Flathead Navarro head again, the triples in this case, not the doubles, and running a little fill blower on the top of it. Looks like a 672. Very cool. Next to it, small block Chev in this guy, also running a blower on there, but running it looks like a double pumper Holly on there as well. Isn't it great, this era of cars? Such great hot rods. Love this one in the green, but that one looks cool as well. Once again, running these Firestones that just look so authentic for this era of car. Absolutely love them.
And I stay dead. Baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me?
That is it for a very busy weekend here at South OC Cars and Coffee. The weather was perfect. What an awesome turnout. Thank you guys so much for coming along. Please remember, if you're coming to South OC Cars and Coffee, respect our rules: no revving, no speeding, and no burnouts. It does include on the property, going through the streets of San Clemente and then getting on and off those freeways as well. I want to say a huge thank you to all the sponsors. We have the brackets here, We're Marketing, McGuire's, Polestar, PDM Brands, Next Level Auto Protection, Happy Jewelers, Reviver, Carbontastic, 100 Exotic Rentals, and then Mountain View Adventure Vehicles as well. I want to say a huge thank you to all the volunteers that help us put on this event each and every week. We could not do it without you guys. If you want to become a volunteer, hit us up on Instagram at South OC Cars and Coffee Merch. So we handle all the volunteer rostering, and then while you're over there, check out some of the hats, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, everything that you guys could possibly want from South OC Cars and Coffee. If you're coming in, or if you are volunteering, you can come in before 8:30, and then Ruby Santa does also provide a free coffee and donut for everyone helping out.
Yeah, big thank you to Ruby's for doing that and feeding the masses as well, and a big thank you to the outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. Remember, if you need to do some shopping, go to the movies, go to a restaurant, come to the outlets, tell them South OC Cars and Coffee sent you. That is it. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.
Thank you guys.